Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a divorce valuation and mediation expert in St. Louis, Missouri. I have the pleasure of discussing today a fabulous book called the Forensic Accounting Deskbook with my guest, Miles Mason, a divorce lawyer in Memphis, Tennessee. So he's actually written this book, the Forensic Accounting Deskbook, and it's a practical guide to financial investigation and analysis for family lawyers. But I also think it's a really important resource for business valuation experts. Welcome, Miles. Deposition is a great discovery piece. Like we really are the attorneys are trying to figure out, did that expert consider A, B, and C? It doesn't seem like they did, but maybe they did. And they're also, from an attorney's perspective, they're asking questions so that they know the answer, so that when they go to court, they're going to kind of use that against you.
Absolutely. But there's going to be winners and losers in every case.
Yep.
As far as sub issues.
Mm-hmm.
And you take the hits on the ones you're going to have to take hits on, own them, and do everything you can to keep your credibility or your client's credibility.
Well, and as an expert, there's a middle ground in depositions. I can offer too little and I can offer too much, right? I can offer too little information. I just kind of, yes, no, answer the questions, but I'm not really elaborating. Like sometimes you want to make them work hard, but sometimes if it's not really a path that's going to lead to fruition, but then there's talking too much, right? And you don't want to do that either. So it's like, I need to give enough information to show that they're going down the wrong path, but not enough information to also guide them to where the real path is. Like it's a beautiful little middle ground there, but it does take some experience, because if you're just getting started, that deposition is so stressful anyway. Like you don't even know. And what do we do when we get stressed? We talk too much. It's just what we do.
Yes. And that's why I put together the checklist of questions that everybody should have in there. And the funny thing is, the simple questions are the ones that always trip up young and inexperienced forensic accountants, because my favorite follow-up question of all time is, why? Mm-hmm. I did A, B, and C. Well, why? Because that's what you do?
Yeah.
No, my experience, training, education told me I need to compare this and this to start. And that's what I did. And then what'd you do? They're going to have an answer for what they did, but then the why. And that is there are a few accountants out there that teach methodology. And I would encourage going to see them and sit in those classes. And if you can explain the methodology, you can explain the techniques you employed, you're almost bulletproof at that point, because you're not looking for fraud. Now, if you run across it and you trip over it, that's something else. But yeah, so my favorite thing for the young or inexperienced forensic, how many seminars have you taught? None. Well, that's okay. But they feel bad emotionally. How many articles have you written about forensic accounting and published in journals, whether legal or accounting? None. Well, you're just out of school. So I can load up a bunch of questions like that, but they got to know that that's coming, expect it, live with it, and own it. And they'll be fine, because the big thing is they got those 3 letters past their name: CPA or CFF or both. Or, as far as business valuation credentials, there's several to choose from. But the point is, having or not having the core credentials for something isn't something judges wake up and worry about. They're going to judge your credibility based on how you answer the question more than what the answer is.
Well, and even some of those answers, I know, as I was asked one of those recently in a deposition or trial, and they asked about like what I had authored. And I was like, well, what do you mean what I authored? Like we produce, anywhere from 10 to 50 pieces of content every month, and we put it on a multitude of platforms. Would you like videos? Would you like interviews? Would you like, and they were like, I think I'm just going to go to the next question. And I was like, that's fine. But let's be clear. Like, do you want blogs? Because it's not with technology, it's not so much all of those things. It's a bunch of stuff. And so,
Yeah, what I would also encourage some forensic accountants to do is publish in legal journals
absolutely
that the judges know. And all you have to do is go to my bio and look, and I've published pretty regularly. But those articles started out as content for my blog. And I liked how they were coming out. And I paid a person to edit them for me, clean them up, and submitted them. And I've been very successful publishing. And so several of the forensic accountants I've worked with over the years have published, Tennessee Bar Journal. I'm sure Missouri's got the Missouri Bar Journal. So I would encourage you to take some of those, pay somebody an editor, clean it up a little bit, and make sure the grammar's right and the citations are correct, and submit them for publication. Why not? It's not that hard. And then you got webinars for ASCPA, and you got webinars for ABA Family Law section.
Yeah.
Much less AAML. There's just a lot of great outlets out there for forensic accountants to take the material they already have, and it doesn't have to be unique.
Right.
One of the things you may find interesting is one of the most popular seminars in the history of the ABA Family Law section is how to read a tax return.